The stars shimmered coldly over the Zanari Trade Hub, a sprawling orbital station at the edge of the galactic core. Its corridors buzzed with 1,000 species, tentacled merchants, crystalline diplomats, and hulking enforcers, all bartering under the watchful eyes of the Zanari Syndicate. The air thrummed with the hum of grab lifts and the clatter of commerce, but in one dim corner of the hub, a new stall had appeared. It was small, makeshift, and reeked of something alien, a bitter, roasted scent that made passing traders wrinkle their sensory organs. The sign above it read, in crude holographic text, "Human coffee, best brew in the galaxy." Tvara, a Zanari auditor with 6 bioluminescent eyes and a knack for sniffing out scams, hovered near the stall. Her cilia twitched, irritated by the smell. Humans were new to the core, barely a century into spacefaring, and already they were causing trouble. Their coffee was flagged as a low-grade stimulant, barely worth a credit. Yet the stall had a line: Krogan mercenaries, Valari scholars, even a few Skith drones, all clutching cups and buzzing with unnatural energy. Tvari's data crystal pulsed. Economic anomaly detected. Investigate. She glided closer, her eyes scanning the human running the stall. He was lean, unshaven, with dark circles under his eyes and a manic grin. His name tag read Milo. He poured a steaming black liquid into a cup for a Krogan, who downed it in one gulp and roared, "Another." Tvari's translator caught the human's reply. "Easy, big guy. This is the strong stuff, Colombian dark roast." Tvari's cilia flared. "Stimulant abuse? Unregulated trade?" She tapped her crystal, pulling up human data. Species: Homo sapiens. Homeworld: Class: 10 Death World Earth. Traits: high resilience, unpredictable behavior. The Syndicate had dismissed humans as irrelevant, but Tvara wasn't so sure. This coffee was disrupting the hub's economy. Her last audit flagged a 15% productivity spike among workers who frequented the stall. "Unacceptable." "Milo," she said, her voice a synthesized hum. "Your trade is unauthorized. Explain this coffee." Milo leaned on the counter, wiping his hands on a stained apron. "Coffee? It's just beans, water, and a little human magic. Keeps you sharp. Want a cup? On the house." Tvari's eyes dimmed. "Bribery attempt? I do not consume. Your product is untested. Submit samples for analysis or I shut you down." Milo shrugged, unfazed. "Suit yourself. But you're missing out. This stuff's why we humans keep winning at poker night." He winked, handing a cup to a Valari scholar who sipped it and immediately began typing furiously on their slate. Tvari's crystal pinged. Consumer behavior: irrational. Productivity: abnormal. She scanned the crowd. A Skith drone, normally sluggish, was recalibrating its circuits at triple speed. A Krogan mercenary, notorious for napping mid-shift, was now hauling crates with one arm. Her cilia twitched harder. This wasn't just a drink. It was a weapon. She activated her comms. "Overseer KLYTH, we have a situation. The human stimulant coffee is disrupting hub operations. Request enforcement." KLYTH's gravelly voice crackled back. "Humans? They're harmless. Focus on real threats, Tvara." "They're not harmless," she hissed. "Their stall is drawing crowds. Productivity spikes are destabilizing trade quotas." KLYTH sighed. "Fine. Confiscate their stock. No force. Humans are fragile." Tvara cut the comms, her eyes glowing brighter. "Fragile?" The data didn't add up. Humans survived a death world with 1.0 g gravity, toxic flora, and predators that ate their young. She approached Milo, her cilia rigid. "Cease operations. Surrender your product." Milo's grin didn't waver. "Whoa, slow down, glow eyes. You want the coffee? Take it. But you'll have to deal with them." He nodded to the line of customers, now glaring at Tvara. The Krogan flexed his claws, muttering about needing his fix. The Valari scholar clutched their cup like a lifeline. Tvara hesitated. A riot would tank her audit score. She tapped her crystal, signaling for backup. 2 Zanari enforcers, hulking, 4-armed drones, arrived, their plasma batons humming. "Clear the stall," she ordered. Milo raised his hands. All right. Let me pack up." But his eyes glinted with mischief. He grabbed a steaming pot and poured it into a portable canister, the scent intensifying. The crowd surged forward, drawn by the aroma. Tavari's sensors flared. Chemical volatility detected. Before she could react, Milo tripped, splashing coffee onto an enforcer circuits. The enforcer sparked, its batons flaring wildly. Malfunction, it screeched, collapsing. The crowd roared, some laughing, others scrambling for spilled coffee. Tavari's eyes widened. Chaos agent. She lunged for Milo, but he was already moving, dodging with unnatural speed. Her crystal pinged. Human adrenaline, 200% above baseline. Impossible. No species moved that fast without psionics. Milo vaulted the counter, canister in hand, and sprinted into the hub's corridors. Tavara pursued, her grav lift straining. The crowd followed, a mob of coffee-addled aliens chanting, brew, brew. Her sensors screamed, social disruption, critical. Milo ducked into a maintenance shaft, and Tavara followed, her cilia brushing against walls slick with coolant. Inside, Milo stopped, grinning. You really want to know about coffee? He opened the canister, the scent overwhelming. Tavari's sensors glitched, her eyes dimming. It's not just a drink, Milo said. It's why we humans don't sleep, don't quit, don't break. 1 cup, and we're unstoppable. Tavari's crystal buzzed, stimulant effects. Enhanced cognition, endurance. She staggered, her grav lift faltering. Milo offered her the canister. Try it. 1 sip. Bet you'll audit faster. Her cilia twitched. Protocol forbade it, but the data demanded answers. She extended a sampling probe, dipping it into the liquid. Her systems jolted, neurochemical surge, 150%. Her eyes glowed brighter, her thoughts racing. The hub's inefficiencies, the trade quotas. She saw solutions in seconds. Milo laughed. Told ya. Welcome to the coffee club. Tavara's comms crackled. Auditor, report. KLYTH barked. What's happening? She hesitated, her cilia trembling. The humans, their coffee is significant. I need more time. KLYTH growled. You have 1 cycle, or we seize their stock by force. Tavara cut the comms, staring at Milo. The human wasn't fragile. He was dangerous, not with weapons, but with a drink that turned aliens into fanatics. She followed him back to the stall, the crowd still chanting. Her crystal pulsed, human influence, exponential. The syndicate had made a mistake. A big one. The Zanari trade hub pulsed with a chaos of commerce, its neon-lit corridors packed with traders and drones. But the air now carried a new edge, a bitter, roasted scent that clung to every surface. Tavara, the Zanari auditor with 6 glowing eyes, glided through the crowd, her cilia twitching with unease. Her sampling of Milo's coffee had rewired her neural pathways, boosting her cognition by 150%. Her data crystal buzzed relentlessly, productivity spike, unprecedented. Risk of dependency, high. She should have shut down the human stall. Instead, she was heading back to it, drawn by a need she couldn't quantify. Milo's coffee stand was a beacon of disorder. The line had doubled since yesterday, Krogan mercenaries jostling with Volari scholars, Skith drones humming erratically, all clutching cups of the dark liquid. The holographic sign flickered, human coffee out of this galaxy. Milo, unshaven and grinning, poured espresso shots with a flourish, his hands a blur. Tavari's sensors flagged his vitals. Human adrenaline, 180% above baseline. Sleep deprivation, critical. Yet he moved like he'd conquer time itself. Tavara approached, her grav lift humming. Milo, she said, her synthesized voice sharp. Your product is destabilizing the hub. Productivity is up, but so is chaos. Explain. Milo leaned on the counter, wiping sweat from his brow. Chaos? Nah, this is just folks waking up. Coffee's a kick in the pants, makes you sharp, fast, alive. He slid a cup toward her. Refill? You like the last one. Her cilia flared, presumptuous. But her systems still hummed from the first sip, her thoughts clearer than ever. She ignored the cup, tapping her crystal. The syndicate is planning a crackdown. They'll seize your stock. Cease operations now, or face consequences. Milo's grin widened. Consequences? Lady, I ran a coffee cart in New York during rush hour. Your syndicates got nothing on that. He handed a cup to Krogan, who downed it and started shadowboxing the air, roaring. The crowd cheered. Tvarius' eyes dimmed. Social disruption escalating. Her crystal pinged. Trade quotas disrupted by 22%. Worker absenteeism down, output up. The coffee was rewriting the hub's economy. A Valari scholar nearby was scribbling equations at triple speed, muttering about caffeine epiphanies. A Skith drone, normally mute, was singing, a glitch caused by the stimulant. Tvarius' cilia twitched harder. This wasn't just a drink. It was a revolution. Her comms crackled. Auditor report, Overseer KLYTH growled. Your delay is unacceptable. The syndicate demands action. I'm assessing, Tvara said, her voice wavering. The human's product has unique properties. I recommend observation before seizure. Observation. KLYTH's tone was venomous. You sound compromised. Enforcers are en route. Shut it down, or you're demoted. The comms cut off. Tvarius' eyes glowed brighter, her thoughts racing, coffee-fueled, perhaps. She faced Milo. You don't understand. The syndicate will destroy your stall. Cooperate, or you'll lose everything. Milo shrugged, pouring another shot. Lose? Nah. Coffee's not just beans, it's us. Humans. We don't quit. Spill a pot, brew another. You want to understand? Join me. He gestured to the counter. Help me serve. See what it does. Tvarius' cilia froze. Join him? It was unthinkable. An auditor working a human stall? But her crystal buzzed. Data incomplete. Direct engagement required. Against every protocol, she glided behind the counter. Milo handed her a pot. Pour steady. Don't skimp. The crowd surged, demanding cups. Tvarius' probes trembled as she poured, the scent overwhelming. A Krogan grabbed a cup, downed it, and started lifting crates with one hand, laughing. A Valari sipped and began reciting poetry. Tvarius' sensor screamed. Mass neurochemical surge. Her own systems tingled, the coffee's residue still active in her circuits. Then the enforcers arrived, for Zanari drones, plasma batons crackling. The crowd booed, but Milo raised a hand. Easy, folks. Let's not start a riot yet. He winked at Tvara, then tossed a coffee canister into the air. It burst, splashing the enforcers. Their circuit sparked, batons fizzling. The crowd roared, some diving for the spilled liquid. Tvarius' eyes widened. Deliberate sabotage. She grabbed Milo's arm. You're insane. This will bring the full syndicate. Milo laughed, dodging an enforcer's flailing arm. Insane? Nah, just caffeinated. Come on, glow eyes, let's move. He grabbed a crate of coffee beans and sprinted into the hub's lower levels, Tvara trailing. Her grabbed lift strained as they ducked into a service tunnel, the crowd's chants echoing. Brew. Brew. In the tunnel, Milo stopped, panting but grinning. See? Coffee's not just a drink. It's a spark. Lights a fire in anyone who tastes it. He opened the crate, revealing bags of roasted beans. This is why humans keep going, wars, crashes, Mondays. One cup, and we're back in the fight. Tvarius' crystal buzzed. Human resilience, linked to stimulant culture. She sampled another drop, her systems surging again. Her thoughts aligned. The syndicate's quotas were rigid, lifeless. Coffee was chaos, but it was alive. She faced Milo. If I help you, I betray my kind. Milo offered a cup. Or you join ours. Your call, glow eyes. Before she could answer, alarms blared. Her crystal flashed. Syndicate lockdown initiated. Target, human stall. KLYTH's voice boomed through the hub. All units, seize the human and his product. Lethal force authorized. Tvarius' cilia trembled. She looked at Milo, his grin unshaken, and the cup in her probe. The syndicate had made a mistake. A big one. The underbelly of the Zanari trade hub reeked of coolant and desperation, its dim tunnels a maze of flickering conduits and forgotten machinery. Tvara, the Zanari auditor with 6 glowing eyes, glided through the shadows, her cilia twitching with a mix of dread and exhilaration. Beside her, Milo, the unshaven human with a manic grin, hauled a crate of coffee beans. his steps unsteady from days, without sleep yet powered by what he called caffeine grit. Tavari's data crystal buzzed relentlessly. Syndicate lockdown status, active. Target, human coffee operation. Her sampling of Milo's coffee had sharpened her mind, but it also made her a traitor. She'd joined the humans' rebellion, and there was no going back. The tunnel echoed with distant alarms, the syndicate's enforcers closing in. Tavari's sensors flagged the chaos above. Station productivity, up 28%. Social unrest, critical. Milo's coffee stall, now a fugitive operation, had ignited a frenzy. Krogan mercenaries worked double shifts to afford more cups. Valari scholars were writing manifestos about the brew of freedom. Even Skith drones, normally emotionless, were hoarding beans. Tavari's cilia shivered. The human's drink wasn't just a stimulant, it was a spark, and the hub was kindling. Milo dropped the crate, panting. All right, glow eyes, welcome to the underground coffee game. He pried open the lid, revealing bags of roasted beans, their scent punching through the tunnel's stale air. We're gonna brew this stuff, spread it, and make the syndicate choke on their own rules. Tavari's eyes dimmed. This is madness. The syndicate will deploy plasma lances. You'll die. Milo laughed, pulling a portable brewer from his pack. Die? Nah, I've survived Black Friday at a Starbucks. This is just another rush. He started grinding beans, the screech of the machine drowning out the alarms. Besides, you're hooked. I saw your eyes light up after that sip. Tavari's cilia flared. Insolent. But he was right. The coffee's neurochemical surge, 150% cognitive boost, per her crystal, had rewired her. She saw the hub's inefficiencies clearly now, rigid quotas, lifeless drones, a system that crushed spirit. Coffee was chaos, but it was alive. She tapped her crystal, disabling its syndicate uplink. I'm assisting you, temporarily, to gather data. Sure data, Milo winked, handing her a brewer hose. Pour this into those empty coolant tanks. We're gonna flood the lower decks with espresso. Tavara hesitated, then complied, her probe steady despite the absurdity. The tanks filled with dark liquid, the scent overwhelming her sensors. Her crystal pinged, chemical volatility, high. Potential for mass disruption. She ignored it, following Milo to a makeshift distribution point, a rusted maintenance hatch overlooking the hub's lower markets. Below, a crowd had gathered, Krogans, Valari, even a rogue Skith drone, all whispering about the human brew. Milo rigged a hose to spray coffee into waiting containers. Free samples, he shouted, and the crowd surged, cups raised. A Krogan downed a gulp and started bench pressing a crate. A Valari began reciting trade law at triple speed. The drone sparked, singing again. Tavari's sensors screamed, mass neurochemical cascade. Then the enforcers arrived, 6 Zanari drones, their forearms wielding plasma batons. The crowd didn't scatter. A Krogan, eyes wild, threw a crate at a drone, toppling it. A Valari scholar hacked a drone's circuits with a coffee-fueled algorithm. Tavari's crystal buzzed, right probability, 92%. She grabbed Milo. This is your fault. Nope, Milo grinned, tossing a coffee bag to the crowd. This is freedom. Humans don't just drink coffee, we fight with it. He pointed to a Krogan now leading a chant. Brew. Brew. The crowd echoed, their voices shaking the tunnel. Tavari's comms crackled. Auditor, you've gone rogue. Overseer Kale YTH's voice was a snarl. Surrender, or we vent the lower decks. Her cilia froze. Venting meant decompression. Thousands dead. She faced Milo. They'll kill everyone. Stop this. Milo didn't flinch. He grabbed a cup, downed it, and wiped his mouth. Stop? Nah. We double down. He climbed onto a pipe, addressing the crowd. Listen up. The syndicate wants to shut us down cause they're scared. Scared of what coffee does to us. Makes us think, fight, live. You want that? Then brew with me. The crowd roared, Krogans smashing crates, Valari hacking terminals, drones sparking in rhythm. Tavari's eyes widened. Social cohesion, human-led. She'd never seen this. Species uniting under a human's madness. She sampled another drop of coffee, her system surging. Her thoughts aligned. The syndicate's order was sterile, suffocating. Milo's chaos was OP. She hacked a terminal, rerouting the coffee tanks to the hub's ventilation system. The scent flooded the lower decks, driving the crowd wild. Enforcer sparked, their circuits overloaded by the chemical haze. Tavares Crystal screamed. Treason confirmed. She didn't care. She handed Milo a hose. Keep brewing. Milo laughed, spraying coffee like a weapon. That's the spirit, glow eyes. Welcome to the human way. But alarms blared louder. Her sensors flared. Syndicate warship approaching. Plasma lances charging. Kale White TH's voice boomed. Last chance, auditor. Surrender the human, or we burn the hub. Tavares Cilia trembled, but Milo grabbed her probe, his eyes fierce. You're one of us now. Help me brew, and we'll show em what coffee addicts can do. She clicked her probes, a Valari nod. The syndicate had underestimated humans. And now her. The Zanari trade hub vibrated with chaos, its lower decks a haze of coffee-scented rebellion. Tvara, the Zanari auditor with 6 glowing eyes, stood shoulder to shoulder with Milo, the unshaven human whose coffee stall had sparked a station-wide uprising. Her cilia twitched, overwhelmed by the bitter aroma pumping through the ventilation system she'd hacked. Her data crystal screamed. Social unrest, catastrophic. Syndicate warship inbound. The hub's corridors echoed with the roars of Krogans, the frenzied typing of Valari scholars, and the erratic hum of Skith drones, all fueled by Milo's brew. Tavari's betrayal of the syndicate was complete, but her systems buzzed with a clarity she'd never known. Coffee wasn't just a drink, it was a revolution. Milo crouched behind a coolant tank, rigging a makeshift brewer from scavenged parts. His eyes were bloodshot, his grin manic. All right, glow eyes, we've got the lower decks hooked. Time to take this station-wide. He gestured to a stack of coffee bags, their roasted scent cutting through the metallic air. We brew, we fight, we win. Tavari's eyes dimmed. The syndicate warship will glass this hub. You cannot fight plasma lances with beans. Her crystal pinged. Warship ETA, 10 minutes. Lethal force authorized. Milo laughed, pouring espresso into a salvage canister. Beans? Nah, this is human stubbornness in liquid form. Ever seen a barista work a 12-hour shift on no sleep? That's us. He handed her a hose. Pump this into the upper decks. Let's wake em all up. Tavari's cilia trembled. Protocol demanded she surrender, but the coffee's neurochemical surge, 180% cognitive boost, made her see the syndicate's flaws, sterile, oppressive, lifeless. She gripped the hose, spraying coffee into the ventilation ducts. The scent flooded the hub, and her sensors flared. Mass neurochemical cascade detected. Above, traders abandoned their stalls, mercenaries dropped their weapons, and drones sparked, chanting, brew, brew. The lower market erupted. A Krogan, eyes wild from a triple espresso, smashed a syndicate drone with a crate, roaring, for the brew. A Valari scholar hacked a security terminal, broadcasting Milo's voice. This is Milo. Coffee's free, freedom's not. Fight the syndicate. The crowd surged, a mix of species united by caffeine and defiance. Tavari's crystal buzzed. Social cohesion, 95% human-led. Impossible. No species had ever unified the hub like this. Then the enforcer struck. A dozen Zanari drones descended, plasma batons crackling, backed by a Skith war drone with rotary cannons. Tavari's sensor screamed. Threat level, lethal. She grabbed Milo, pulling him behind a pipe. We're outmatched. Milo grinned, chugging a cup of black coffee. Outmatched? Watch this. He lobbed a canister at the war drone. It burst, splashing coffee across its circuits. The drone sparked, its cannons misfiring, blasting a hole in the ceiling. The crowd cheered, Krogans charging the enforcers, Valari hacking their systems. Tavari's probes shook. She'd never seen such chaos, such vitality. She hacked a nearby terminal, rerouting coffee through the sprinkler system. The ducts sprayed espresso, drenching the enforcers. Their circuits fried, batons fizzling. A Krogan tackled one, laughing. Tastes like victory. Tavari's crystal pinged. Human influence, exponential. She turned to Milo. This is insanity. You're weaponizing a drink. Nah, Milo said, dodging a plasma bolt. I'm weaponizing us. Humans don't quit, not at war, not at work, not at 3 a.m. with a deadline. Coffee's just the fuel. He handed her a cup. Drink. You'll get it. Against all logic, Tvara sipped. Her system surged, 200% cognitive spike. Her eyes glowed brighter, her thoughts racing. The Syndicate's warship relied on psionic targeting. Coffee's chemical chaos could disrupt it. She faced Milo. I can jam their systems. But I need your brew. All of it. Milo's grin widened. That's my girl. He rallied the crowd. Yo, coffee crew. We're taking the fight to the big ship. Load every bean we've got. The rebels, Krogan's Volari drones, hauled crates to a cargo lift. Tvara hacked the lift's controls, sending it to the hub's docking bay. Her sensors flagged the warship. Plasma lances at 80% charge. They had minutes. Milo rigged a brewer to a salvage plasma cannon, creating a makeshift coffee blaster. Tvara's cilia flared. This is absurd. Absurd's my middle name, Milo said, priming the blaster. Let's roast M. The lift opened to the docking bay, where Syndicate drones guarded a shuttle to the warship. The rebels charged, coffee-fueled and fearless. A Krogan smashed a drone with a bag of beans. A Volari scholar disabled another with a hacked signal. Tvara sprayed coffee from the sprinklers, shorting out the rest. Milo fired the blaster, a jet of scalding espresso melting a drone's armor. The crowd roared, brew, brew. They seized the shuttle, Tvara piloting while Milo brewed more coffee. Her crystal buzzed, treason irreversible. She didn't care. The shuttle docked with the warship, and they stormed the bridge, coffee blaster in hand. Syndicate officers, Zanari elites with glowing eyes, froze, their psionics faltering in the coffee haze. Overseer KLYTH's voice boomed. Traitor, you've doomed this hub. Tvara faced him, her probe steady. No, you've underestimated humans. Milo fired the blaster, drenching KLYTH. The Overseer staggered, his systems glitching. The crew panicked, their psionic controls failing. Tvara hacked the warship's core, flooding its systems with coffee vapor. The lances powered down, screens flickering. Milo raised a cup. To freedom glow eyes. The rebels cheered. Krogan's toasting with espresso, Volari chanting algorithms. But alarms blared. Tvara's sensors flared. Second warship detected. KLYTH, sparking but alive, sneered. You've won nothing. The Syndicate will burn this hub. Tvara's cilia trembled, but Milo grinned, chugging another cup. Round 2, glow eyes. Let's brew bigger.